So if you want to keep 90% of the revenue from your movie, how do you do that? What would I personally use? This is the DIY stack that I would put together for my next film if I was doing that right now with the platforms that exist. We've complained a lot. Complaining doesn't actually solve problems though, so this is, me trying to solve a problem. The first problem, there's two big ones. The first one is legitimacy. I do think it is very valuable for your video, your movie, rather, to be on the big platforms like Amazon On Demand, Apple TV. I've seen people's faces change when I tell them my movie's there. They literally say things like, oh, it's a real movie. So I think it's necessary. But the second problem is the audience building. How do you build an audience and keep that audience engaged? And the revenue, how do you keep even just some of the money, right? Not all of it, but just some of it. And I think we have to use two different solutions to hit these two different problems. So for legitimacy, the solution here that I would pick would be to go through an aggregator. Now, FilmHub is the classic one everybody knows about. I've heard they've gone really downhill in the last few years, though. I've heard they're acting more like a regular distribution company, so that doesn't fly for me. So I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use one of these other ones I've been suggested recently, like Bitmax, or the thing that's cool about Bitmax is that you pay one time and your movie is up on all the platforms. There's no splits. They take no fees. It's just the platform splits. You pay them one time. I've heard there are drawbacks, so do your own research. But then Entertainment Squad, who owns Studio Dome, they seem to have a similar deal that's still fair to filmmakers. So I would suggest going with one of those first. But for that second problem, audience building, this would be my preferred stack. I would pick one of these, any website builder you want, doesn't matter, and build yourself a landing page for your movie that looks like Netflix. You got the poster, the synopsis, reviews, the amount of people that have watched, all of that. And then you use Vimeo on Demand to actually sell the movie because you can do rentals on Vimeo on Demand and they handle everything else, the payment, all of that. I think you keep 90% of the revenue from that. And so this stack allows you to have your own little Netflix site and then sell the movie and keep 90% of it. So how much would this stack cost? That's the big question. This